Hello everyone and welcome back to Lucky Loads 15, where I normally give you each way Lucky 15 predictions on horse racing every day, but this is a slightly different video. You might have noticed over the last few weeks that we've been taking a look at a debate or an argument going on within horse racing, and I've called that series A Load a Look. And we look at issues that are going on in the world of horse racing. Also, I just want to mention, if you're brand new to my channel, if you've never watched any of my videos, like I said, I normally do tipping every day in the format of an each way Lucky 15 bet, uploading videos on here. But in September, I'm going back to university to study a master's degree in sports broadcasting journalism, so I decided to create a YouTube channel to gain my confidence behind a camera, uploading videos every day and just getting some practice in really, and it's been going down really well, and thanks for all your support so far. We're up to 77 subscribers now, so if you haven't subscribed to our channel already and you've been a regular, please subscribe to the channel, or if you're new to the channel and you like what you see, don't be afraid to subscribe or like our videos as well. So please keep following our journey, because like I've mentioned many times before, this is a springboard where I want to develop this channel later on, and currently at the moment, like I've just said, it's all about gaining experience and getting practice. And when I go and start my degree, I'll learn more about the technological side where we can improve our videos. So that's something I really want to improve. But like I said, this is a different video, part of the Load a Look series, and this is episode 5. And this week's topic that we're going to look at is the female weight allowance. Should it be introduced into British and Irish racing? It was recently introduced in France, where it meant that against their male counterparts, female jockeys would receive £5, or I think it's £4.5 to be precise, against their male rivals when they were riding in races. Now this is something that was met with quite a bit of controversy at the time when it was stated in the French horse racing world that they were going to do this, and a lot of people were going, well, are they going to introduce this to Britain and Ireland, and also in the wider horse racing community all over Europe and other international places like South Africa, Australia, America. So this was quite a big move really in trying to get female jockeys more equal with men. But now this is something that really has actually divided my opinion, and sometimes I've thought about why they should do this and why they shouldn't do it. And you could argue really that this would be a massive help to lady jockeys to get them opportunities to ride. But there are quite a few female jockeys around. The best jockey at the moment from the females is Josephine Gordon, who has been tipped to be possibly a future champion jockey, because a couple of years ago she had a claim and she rode out that claim against many jockeys, male jockeys that were apprentices, and some of them are still riding now and haven't even ridden out their claim, and it's always a tough life being a jockey. It's not easy, but Josephine Gordon did it, and not all jockeys, once they ride out their claim, are able to continue their careers. They find it hard to get rides where the claim sometimes can be used for tactical advantage, and not all jockeys that lose their claim go on to then make it as a full-time professional jockey, but Josephine Gordon has done that so far in her fledgling career. The last 2 seasons she's been really up and coming, and this year she's had a very good season. At time of filming this today, we've actually had three female jockeys win today. We've had Josephine Gordon, who got me a 16-1 winner with the William Haggas trained horse at Lingfield, so that was a nice one there. We also had Holly Doyle, who's been given some good opportunities by the likes of Richard Hannon, who rode a winner for him today as well, and we've had Sammy Jo Bell ride a winner today. But this is not an unfamiliar thing for female jockeys to win races in this country. The most successful female jockey you could argue to date in this country is Hayley Turner, who has won a Group 1. I believe she's the only female jockey to win a Group 1, but she still keeps coming in and out of the sport. I know that people like Matt Chapman have given her a bit of a dig for like the greatest comebacks, keep coming back and that for a few rides here and there, but she still can ride very well, Hayley Turner. She's had a few winners this season, and she can prove that being away from the racetrack for a while, she can come back and easily compete against the boys. So you could argue really that in this country we don't need a female allowance. Also, you've you can look on the jumps away from the flat action. You've got the likes of Bridget Andrews, who rides for the Skelton team. She's a very good jockey. They've got the likes of Becky Smith, who's a good and upcoming jockey as well. She's ridden for us a few times in some of the bets we've selected. Most notably Camilla's Wish, who she's got a very good relationship with, and also over in Ireland at the moment, a very highly rated up-and-coming jockey there, female jockey, is Rachel Blackmore, who had a good relationship with a horse called Abolitionist, who I have backed numerous times and has always done fairly well for me. So there are some female jockeys on the jump circuit as well that are coming through the ranks, and I think really in this country it proves with the good number of female riders we've got coming through, and they're starting to get more opportunities and that they can equally compete against the boys. And actually in France, I think the stats showed that really it hasn't made that much of a difference, and it was quite interesting in an interview I saw, I believe it was on ITV Racing a few weeks ago, when Matt Chapman was interviewing one of the top people at the BHA, which is the horse racing authority here in the UK, and he put it straight to the official, is British racing going to see a female weight allowance? And he was kind of a bit sheepish about it. He didn't dodge the question because Matt Chapman was really pressing him on the issue, but he kind of said, well, possibly yes, in the next 5 years we could do a female weight allowance. Now, I know Josephine Gordon wasn't a massive fan of getting a female allowance, but obviously it would help them out when it comes to racing. But I don't think British and Irish horse racing really needs a female weight allowance. I think there's a good young crop of female jockeys. If you look at some of the apprentice jockeys and the young jockeys up and coming at the moment, I would say a lot of them are females. Jane Elliott's another one who I really rate. She's a very good jockey. I think she's on her £7 claim now, and she tends to ride very well and gets quite a few opportunities, and I believe she's still young. There was also Gemma Tutty as well, that is a student, I believe, who's currently studying, I think it's a degree in psychology she is studying, and she had a winner the other day, and I see her name a lot on the riding cards when you look at the horse race meetings every day, so she's a familiar name as well. And you've also got Megan Nichols as well, who's only, I believe, about 18 or 19, and she's had a very promising last few weeks. Daughter of Paul Nichols, she's had quite a few good wins of late, but then again, it's horse racing, and a lot of people say, well, female jockeys don't get and lots of opportunities to ride. Well, I will disagree with that they do get a lot of opportunities to ride, but you could say again, well, there's also a lot of young male jockeys, up and coming jockeys, that don't get a chance to ride, and it proves that I think if you're good enough, whatever sex you are, you will be given chances in horse racing to be a full-time professional jockey. It's not an easy life. If you don't know your horse racing very well, sometimes, classic case, you might have, probably more in the national hunt circuit you'll see this. I've seen Richard Johnson do it. He had some rides down, I believe it was like Exeter or Newton Abbot, and then he had to go all the way up to somewhere like Sedgefield, which is right up in the north of England, within 3 or 4 hours to take a ride. And that's a very hard life, driving or flying up in a short space of time to just have one ride. And sometimes these jockeys don't always get lots of money for riding all these winners or riding all these horses. It's a tough life to be a jockey, and I believe that's something that really isn't emphasised even in general horse racing. If you read papers like the Racing Post, or you listen to it on the television on channels like Racing UK and At the Races, they never really say how tiring it must be to be a jockey, because it's such a hard life, day in and day out. And I don't think it matters what sex you are, if you're female or male, being a jockey is a tough life. And this is something that, yes, I would believe would be beneficial to female riders to have a weight allowance, because it would give them more opportunities, and it would probably be used more in a tactical way as well. So some of the top yards might consider using a lot more female jockeys just for that tactical advantage. But it would be interesting to see if they did introduce it, would it really make a difference? I believe that it hasn't really made a difference yet in France, but like I said, I think if you're good enough to be a jockey, whatever sex you are, you will prove yourself at the top level, and people like Josephine Gordon are doing that. I think Holly Doyle is definitely the next best female jockey around. I don't think she's got too long to go now before she rides Claim, and she's only in her late teens, I think, or definitely her early 20s, so she's still very young. And there could be a few up and coming more. Like I said, Jane Elliott as well could maybe do very well over the next year or so, and then ride out a Claim. But like I said, it's hard for any jockey once they ride out their Claim to then go and take that step up. Josephine Gordon is the notable one at the moment who's like leading the way for female jockeys in this country. But it's a thing that I think, yes, it would definitely have its advantages if it was introduced in British and Irish racing, but yet at the same time I think it underpins that female jockeys are just as good as male jockeys. But anyway, I'd like to know your opinions on that in the comments box below. This is something that will be going on, I would say, for the next couple of years if they're ever going to introduce it, and it would be interesting if they did. But like I said, I'm not against them actually doing, maybe if they did a trial period, it might be interesting to just have it for a year and see what happens. So it's something that potentially could work, but in my heart of hearts, I'm not a massive fan of this policy. But anyway, let us know what you think in the comments box below on that one. You can subscribe to the channel as well if you want to listen to more horse racing debates and more horse racing tips, so please follow us and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. You can also follow us on Twitter, LuckyLoads15, and we'll be shortly uploading more videos soon looking at other different issues within horse racing. So yeah, thanks for all your support so far, and we'll be seeing you soon.